Howdy y'all and welcome to Lac Lives. I think it's time we play a little Minecraft. Alright, so I am going to work a little bit more on this. I do think this is too small. I know we discussed this last time. I did not get a chance to do anything about it. It has been a busy couple of days. Busy week. Which is weird because the last episode doesn't even go live until tomorrow for me. So this is the last day of my busy week. Well, I guess technically tomorrow would be the last day. And I'll tell you what, I did not get accomplished today what I wanted to get accomplished. Mostly because of the dog. I think I mentioned last episode how I'm watching the dog. I'm pretty sure I did. And it's a hassle, let me tell you. I'm not really appreciative of having to watch this dog for so many days in a row. Because it really does eat into my time because it won't come down here, and I'm not gonna carry my stuff upstairs for that stupid dog, and it's not trustworthy, so I mean, it pees on the floor if you don't watch it, and it chews on things it's not supposed to. And if it wasn't doing either of those two things, then it could just be loose upstairs. I wouldn't care. But it does those two things, and so obviously it can't be on its own, and it won't come downstairs. And I'm not putting it in its cage, or kennel, whatever you call a dog's cage, and carry that up and down the stairs every time it wants to go out. Actually, it doesn't have a problem going up the stairs. It will go up the stairs fine. It won't come downstairs. Like, it's a smaller dog. It's not a small... Whoops, I should have left that one. It's not a small dog, I wouldn't say. But it's a smaller dog. And, so it's not like I can't pick it up, but when I picked it up to bring it downstairs, it was fine when I picked it up, but as soon as I started down the stairs, it started kicking and scratching until I dropped it, and which it didn't appreciate, of course. Although I didn't appreciate being scratched, so I put it in the kennel and brought it downstairs, and it was fine with that if it's in its kennel. It just refuses to come down on its own, which is really bizarre because it normally sleeps in the upstairs bedroom, and it has no problem going up and down those stairs. So I don't know why it's so... Well, that dog's afraid of everything, but I don't know why it's so afraid of coming downstairs. It's been down here before. It's fine once it gets down here. It just threw a fit. And so it stays upstairs in its kennel, which means I feel like the dog needs some time outside its kennel. So what does that mean? That means I wind up sitting around upstairs twiddling my thumbs for a couple hours at a time for this dumb dog that's afraid of its own shadow. It's not even my dog. That's a lot of anger about a dog, but man, it is irritating me today. And then I don't even know what it wants. It's just sitting there jumping on its hind legs next to you while you're sitting there. I'm pretty sure it wants to play, but guess what they didn't leave out? Its ball. Can't find it anywhere. I can't find any of its chew toys. I can't find anything that you use to play with that dog. I can only assume they're upstairs in the locked bedroom. And so that's another reason why I do not enjoy watching this dog ever, because the owner has turned it into a monster, and then doesn't ever leave you the stuff necessary to take care of it. Ever. Not that I watch this dog very often, but the few times I've watched it, never leave it. I can't find the leashes last time. Had put the leashes away. And didn't leave them out where I could find them. You want me to watch your dog? You need to leave me the stuff. What's really funny, and this is really funny. So, I'm supposed to watch the dog, and I know I mentioned this last time. I'm supposed to watch the dog for one night, tonight. And instead they decide, oh, we're going fishing a day early. So, we're not going to ask if you'll watch the dog. We're not going to mention that you need to watch the dog. We're just going to go fishing and leave the dog. Yesterday, in the mail, after they left, I got, for some unknown reason, a postcard from a local veterinarian who runs a dog kennel. I do not own a pet. I don't know why I would get one of these, but I got a postcard about putting your dog in the kennel. Put it in the kennel for 5 days, get the 6th day for free. That's what the postcard said. Yeah, I don't want to pay to put your dog in the kennel, but I thought about it. But so it's upstairs in its kennel right now. It basically just is waiting for its owner to come home, and it whines constantly. And that annoys me a lot. And when you take it out to go to the bathroom, it's too afraid to go down the stairs. So you have to go down the stairs with it. And then once it gets down the stairs, it doesn't really want to go to the bathroom. It just stands next to you shaking. And unless it sees a bug, then it'll chase a bug. And then you're like, we've been out here for 20 minutes now, and we being me, I'll be out there like, you've been out here for 20 minutes now, I still haven't seen you go to the bathroom. Could you please go to the bathroom so we can go back inside? Because standing outside on the porch, watching a dog run around, not my idea of good use of my time. So today, of course, I had to work. I'm the only one home. Everybody's gone. That's why I've got the dog. They went to see my cousin and aunt, who live out in very rural setting, and I don't know why they couldn't have taken the dog with them. But they didn't want to take care of the dog either. The two who went fishing, one of them is the owner. He apparently didn't want to take the dog because they had no place to put the dog while they were fishing. And so they were going fishing for 3 days. It was supposed to be one afternoon, and now it's 3 days. And so who knows how long I'm going to wind up with this dog at this point. But I wind up sitting at the kitchen table or on the couch reading a book instead of working on my videos like I want to do, or enjoying my video game or something. Mowing the lawn is what I really need to do, and I haven't had time to do that either because of this dog. Well, I probably would. No, you know what? I would have had time today if it wasn't for the dog to mow some lawn. It's so much of a hassle. Because the person who owns it, the dog just follows him around. And, oh, I did not grab enough wood. I've got to make a new shield. That's what we're here for. I need a new shield, and I'm just going to grab Some wood. It's got a new recipe. The recipe used to be 3 iron, 3 wood, and 3 wool. And now it's, I think, 6 wood and an iron. Yes. Which is supposed to make a wooden shield. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. That's the new shield texture. If you don't put any pattern to it. Now, obviously, if I'm gonna have a shield, I've got to have my... I don't think I know how to get this back off. Dang it. Well... Is it an axe? There we go. I couldn't figure out where that was connected to. This is going to go in a chest instead of hanging out, I think. Make my life easier. Banner, and I didn't get my shield out of my offhand. Banner and shield makes a black shield. You think he'll stay black this time? Because lately it just keeps switching colors on me. Alright, there we go. Although I think that might be like a bug with shield durability and not a glitch with colors. But yeah, so back to work this week, of course, or last week now, I guess. Today would be the first day of another week when this goes live. But so last week was really busy. And in fact, tonight, the day this video goes live, not tonight, right now while I'm sitting here recording, is some kind of state of the business address, which is scheduled to last for four hours. 4 hours. So not only do I have to work, but then I've got to go to a dinner and a state of the business address and training, which I hate training. But that's coming up for me next week early. You know what's really weird is we were given 3 options on this thing for when training was going to be. And the email back says overwhelming statistic, or overwhelming... The stats are back in, is that what he said? Overwhelming choice from people who voted on what day and time, well, what day to have the training. And somehow training is on a different day at a different time than the 3 choices that I was given when I answered the questionnaire through my work email. We were given the choice of Tuesday at 5:30, or Thursday at 5:30, or Thursday at 5:30 at a different site. 2 of them were at the site I work at, and the third one was at the home office. Oh, you know what? I totally need to get some lumber. And I don't understand how the day that the training is and the time that the training is are different than the times that were on the questionnaire that I answered through my email. I feel like sometimes I don't get all the emails. And, like, my supervisor, who I had just met last year, well, not actually last year, but at the beginning of this year, before I went on vacation. Well, it had been longer than just before I went on vacation, but let's say he became my supervisor, and I worked with him as my supervisor for two and a half months, maybe 3 months, and then I went on vacation, and I've been on vacation until this week, and I hadn't heard anything about coming back to work because we do basically contracted out, and so I just didn't have any contracts, and so I call that vacation when I don't have contracts. It's not really so much a vacation, it's that I didn't get any contracts to do training. And a lot of times I do have training contracts during the part of the year that I wound up not having any training contracts. But yeah, I don't know, this year because of all the restructuring with management that went down, we just didn't have a summer training session where I work. And I mean, they did it at other places within the business, but those places are not part of the restructuring that happened. So anyways, so I hadn't heard anything, and so I decided, I'd better find out, because I'm pretty sure we were discussing opening up a training at this off-site facility for a business, and they would start now, not later, when the rest of our training sessions begin. And so if we're working with them again this year, which we are, because I've started, then I need to know that we have started, or we're going to start, or what the plan is. And I hadn't heard anything. And so I'm like, all right, so it's a Sunday when I'm thinking about it. So Monday I'm going to email, and I get up, and I probably already told this story, but I get up, and there's an email from someone I've never heard of from the business. And maybe I have heard of her. I just have never received an email from her, because she's like the vice president of this section I'm in. And so she's like, hey, I see you have trained for us in the past. We were wondering if you were going to do some training for us again. And this is not the business that I'm training at. This is my place of employment. Is like, hey, we see you worked for us in the past. Would you like to work for us again? Yeah, it's my job. I would like to work. And so I emailed back forth to her. She tells me that my supervisor retired, and I never got that email. And then someone else was telling me someone else that I normally am in contact with had retired. And I'm like, I hadn't heard anything, and I should have. I like that a lot better. I like the size of this a lot better than what I had. Alright, now what did I use for this here? This is... That's dark oak, right? Okay. So what I want to do then is I want to get how many blocks tall is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's 5. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 tall already. I think it needs to be like 20 or 21 tall. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21. Okay. So then this... I'm going to take that down so I can get on top of this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to put this in place. Well, I could. I'm just going to... Oh, dang it. Alright, so that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, that one hurt. Alright, and then we'll get this one here. But yeah, it turns out that no, they had not retired. And so that was good, because then I was really confused as to who I was supposed to even contact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21. Alright, I'm gonna do a little cheating here. Game mode 3. Alright, I'm pretty sure this one here in the middle is missing 1 block. There we go. Alright, so between that there and this here... Okay, so now the sails are going to be down, whatever that's called. So I guess the next thing I gotta do is figure out where sails stop on a sailing ship. 3-masted cargo ship. I'm sure there's images here. Oh, wow. You know what? There's actually lots of sails. Well, this one here has only got a couple. Okay. Oh, you know what? They're not all the same height, actually. Now that I'm looking at this. The middle one needs to be a lot taller. And the front one there needs to be taller than the back one. So that's fine. If this is 21, let's run it up another 10. 1, 2. Okay, let's not run up another 10 because I didn't bring 10 wood with me. Ooh, dang it! I forget that my life doesn't respawn, fill back up, whatever it's called, regen, when my food's not full. I play this other game, and it totally your life regens as long as you have food. It doesn't have to be full, and so every time I'm running around, I don't think about it. And so I thought my life had regened. It had not. Yeah. That's okay, though. It's all just here on my ship. I can easily pick it up. It's not that big a deal. It's not like the other game where they killed me through cheating methods. Okay. Now then, what I want to get down is look at this. Okay, so if the back one is the correct height, the middle one's got to go up much taller. And the front one, I almost feel like the front mast might need to come back a little bit. I think I need to bring it back about here. And then it would be about... It'd be about as tall as the middle one is now. Thanks. I'm trying to look at something, alright? It'd be about as tall as the middle one is now, I think. Just a couple more blocks taller. And the middle one probably only needs to be about 5 blocks taller. And then, we can start getting our sails in there. So, one of these days, maybe next episode, I will do an actual building episode instead of a chatty episode where I barely get anything done. That's what I feel like I've done the last couple episodes. I barely get anything done, which is well, no, because that back there took quite a bit of work. That was pretty fun. But alright, I'm going to call it here, and hopefully my next week is not as hectic. My dog really has eaten up about 7 hours of my past 2 days, and I still have another day of dealing with that dog. I probably got at least another hour tonight of sitting there while it's out of its kennel. Just so it can have some time out of its kennel, because I don't have time to be someplace where I can't get work done. Dog. Alright. Click like, subscribe, be sure and catch the next one. I'll talk to you later.